Ladies and gentlemen, Sensei Joe Thambu.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the single most stressful day of my life. We do this every year, and every year it gets more and more it gets less stressful, but it's still the most stressful day of my life. I've had experienced my own kids being born with less stress than this. The dojo goes through generational change, and it's very cyclical. And I noticed these cycles by how little I have to do every year. Last year, I went to, Enrique and I went to the United Kingdom, and my student there decided to hold a demonstration like this, and it was his first one ever. And it reminded me back to the days when I used to have to cart the mats, set up everything, speak as these gentlemen were doing through the whole demonstration, then get up and do mine. At the end of it, I'd need 2 shots of vodka and some painkillers. And that's what he had to do, and it's really, really difficult. But as we progress, most of it's being taken out of my hands, which is a blessing. However, I can still see every mistake that's made, because most of the people's demonstrations I know. I can travel overseas and do demonstrations in front of 2,000 people and not break a sweat. I can demonstrate in front of politicians, royalty, no problem. But you guys stress me out, max. It's my job to explain a little bit about what you've seen today. Aikido is a very contradictory martial art. Ueshiba Morihei, or the founder of Aikido, said that the true purpose of Aikido, or the true purpose of martial art, was to knock someone out with one blow, to take him out, full stop. And then he also said it was to live with other people and to give life, not to take life. And so there's a lot of contradictions in martial arts, more so in Aikido than anything else. And it's those contradictions, I think, that make us think and make us debate who and what we are, debate what we're doing. And in doing that, excel and become better. Every year I come up here and I learn something. I look at what my students do, I look at what I try and do, and I try and learn something. I'll talk a little bit more, but I'll start with some Aikido for now. What you saw today, a lot of people doing basics. We started off with Mike. So this basic stance we have in Aikido. And then you saw things like this. So these form the basis of all our techniques. From there, you saw us do basic techniques. Now, here, we often talk about center line in Aikido. And what we try and teach and focus when we do movements like this is to get strong in this position where our body's lined up. Elbows and knees are lined up all the time. So this sort of thing, with the hands out here is no good. I've taught her very well. She won't let me do that to her hands. So this is what's required in everything we do. One more time, come on. Turn 180, hands up. The same thing here. Everything always lined up. So then we take it to the next step. And we do stuff like this. And everything's lined up. We don't allow ourselves to do this sort of thing. Everything's lined up. Here. Then. And then we do what you saw Jiwa as in free stuff. And the same thing applies. Yep. I don't allow this sort of thing to happen. My hands and legs are always lined up in everything I do. If I can manage that in movement, like this, then I can take to the next step and just use my body. So there's a step-by-step progression. First come the basics, then come the use of the basics to immobilize or control someone, and then it's just about using that basic and moving your body. And for me, that's what I think is the ultimate in martial arts. Not just putting someone down or hurting someone like that, but to control someone. And accidents happen in Aikido, and that's unavoidable. But what we need to do always is to make sure that we try and control people. You often see techniques like this in Aikido, and it started off because the samurai had weapons, and to stop me drawing the weapon, he had to restrain my hands. As he restrained my hands, I had to be able to break free. And I actually either had to clear him so I could draw the weapon, or control him. But Aikido then progressed, so when he held my hands, I felt his power. And through feeling his power, I started to use his power this way. So if I felt him push, I would go with him. If I felt him pull, also go with him. And all these elements come together in Aikido where, I'm going to try and do it with the microphone here, where I move, we might forget the microphone, I think. We also have techniques in Aikido like this where he's very strong here. And we say, why don't you just hit him in the face? When he's very strong here, what I need to do is to try to break his balance, break his center line. So his arms and legs are no longer lined up. Draw his balance and execute the technique. Nick's very, very strong. And I can't throw him unless I push his balance. Nick's very big and very, very strong. He's used to doing this in rugby all the time. For me to challenge him, I need to focus my power, focus my mind. In traditional Aikido, we use the knife like this. Here, this way, here, here. No one uses a weapon like that anymore. So sometimes we have to look outside our art to make our art better. And I pinched something from a friend of mine who teaches Silat. And although I'm a traditional teacher, I'm not a conservative teacher. I'm willing to learn from outside and add it to the art. We say in Aikido that we try and control someone, not kill them. We give a life, we don't take a life. My teacher says that as we progress in life and we get better at what we do, we look for beauty in life. We try and emphasize beauty in everything we do. And in Aikido you see that in the free techniques or Jiwaza, where there's a lot of turning, a lot of movement, using third timing, shaping up balance, ultimately controlling your partner. There's a lot of aspects of Aikido that are important. And I think for me, the single most important aspect of Aikido is the passion with which you bring to this art. I had a few words with a parent at the Open Dojo, and her son, we have minimum standards of behavior in the dojo. Her son didn't meet that, and we could no longer teach him. And the instructors were getting very stressed out, and she couldn't understand how a little boy could stress out instructors, grown people. The reason they get stressed out is because they're very passionate about what they're trying to do. And they're very passionate about getting results. A lot of martial arts, a lot of activities we have now, it's all about form and no substance. Martial arts is about balance. Form and substance are equally important. And we try kids, but we also want to see results. Without those results, all that trying is really kind of pointless. At the end of the day, though, you saw the instructors here. All these instructors are responsible for teaching your children or you guys, the adults. Their passion in which they practice, the passion which they came here today with, and the passion and the dedication you guys train with. Most demonstrations only took between 2 and 3 minutes. The amount of practice they put in has been tremendous. Really, really. And I've been really happy this year with the amount of effort people have put into demonstrations. There have been demonstrations by certain people which I haven't had any input at all. They've just done their own thing and it's been really good. So, if nothing else, Aikido has given me a passion about what I do. And hopefully that passion has flowed on to everyone. Not from me, but from the art. These guys are very, very strong. And there's no way I can throw them unless I don't try and match their strength. Unless I do focus now is here. And for me to do a technique, any technique becomes very difficult unless I can blend into their focus, blend into their power. By moving my body, I fix their body. Now I can... If I can take the balance and focus my power, then I'm minimizing what they can do and maximizing my own strength. It's a mark of this dojo that someone can get hurt and they can come back on the mat. She doesn't have to, she wants to. When I go to do a demonstration, I pick the people who are going to be my partners. If I'm lucky or they're lucky, half an hour before. So people say, how long have I been practicing for this demonstration? In honesty, about 40 years. But they wait over there, and they wait to be called up. I throw them, I don't throw them lightly, I throw them high. But I don't bully them. I give them everything I got. When it's their turn, I expect them to do the same to their students. That's how Aikido is handed down. From teacher to student, teacher to student. And although I've got 5 DVDs up, you cannot learn Aikido from the DVD. She said that, I didn't say that. If you want to do Aikido, then there's only one way to do it, to get on the mat. If you want to excel at Aikido, only one way to do it. Enjoy it. I put it myself at a disadvantage, so I cannot use my speed or strength if I have any. I have to use some strategy, I have to use my body. If I stay on the ground, I'm slower than her. I have to watch every move, place myself in a position, and then execute the technique. And it's very, very hard. And skirt I'm wearing. Also, this is what I'm talking about. One of the hardest things to do in life is to relax under pressure, under stress. And while I'm talking, they're getting tired. But if I can relax now, I can bring my weight to bear. Thank you everyone for joining us today. That concludes our demonstration. We've got some awards. In Aikido, there's no competition. But sometimes you have to reward effort. That's what we're doing. It's not competition, and it's not unhealthy competition. Unhealthy competition is when we're in competition and I hurt her to become better than her. Healthy competition is when I can help them improve even though we're going to compete with each other. And that's what I see. And that's what we want. So, thank you very much for joining us on
run through there as St. Patrick's Day, and there's a top house. Thank you very much.
Okay, we're just going to have a quick 2 minute